Welcome to the Profitpreneur Power Play Podcast, your daily dose of strategies, insights, and action steps to grow your business and build your freedom. It's time to stop playing small and start making power plays.
Oh, why did you do that? Hello and good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Profitpreneur Power Play Podcast. Very excited to have you on today because you're back for part 2. And I can't wait to jump into that because we're going into part 2 of how to think profitably. So before we do that, though, just want to reintroduce myself. I am your host, Valerie Walton, co-founder of the Profitpreneur. I'm a multiple six-figure business owner, top network marketing leader turned online entrepreneur, and someone who went from absolutely nothing, trying to figure this whole thing out brand new, to 5 figures a month in just 5 months during a pandemic. Oh, now in part 1, we talked about how thinking profitably requires a mindset shift, right? And realizing that you don't get paid for effort and wanting and desiring and script. You don't get paid for that. You get paid for your results. And the way that you get results is through building the proper skill set. So we covered that last week. If you missed it, go check it out. After this live stream is over, we'll make sure to put that link here in the description as well. So today we're zooming in on network marketing specifically, of course. And what's cool about this is when you build your own skills, yes, you start creating some income. Stabilize. And this is where the real shift happens. So let's dive in. I'm going to share my screen again. I'm going to go back into my slides here. Oh, wait, I got to share my screen first. And we'll go ahead and share, I guess, the entire screen, because I don't really know what I'm doing. Here we go. And share. Okay. And zoom in. All right. So last week we talked about this. We talked about what could happen when you simply focus on the number one investment that it's just irrefutable. It's irrefutable. This is the number one investment that you can make when it comes to building some sustainable income. And that is you have to have the proper skills. Everyone in the world, whether they're an entrepreneur or not, goes and sets out to obtain skills when they're looking to earn a living, right? We're not just talking about some side money. We're not talking about little hustle money. We're talking about, can I feed myself? Can I feed my kids? Can I take care of my family? And then on top of that, can we also enjoy our lives a little more? Can we go on vacation? Can I buy a book to read? Can I get transportation, what have you? So when it comes to that, I want to talk about what could happen. So last week, we used the premise, we used the idea of what a lot of people dream of doing and aspire to do in their business, which is earn at least $10,000 per month, right? Now, in the last video, I showed you exactly how my husband and I have been able to do this. And I showed you proof. There are screenshots. I got receipts. So you know that, we know what we're talking about. And I know how hard that is to find online. So I wanted to give you that. So again, go back and check that. So now we talked about last week building your skills so that you can close better, right? And this is exactly what the Profitpreneur helps you to do. We showed how a simple example of how increasing your skill set by just 10% could help so much with growing your business. You see that? If your skills weren't that great and you could only close at 10%, and we reached out to 10,000 people on Facebook, although there's over 2 billion people on Facebook, right? But we know not everybody is your target audience. So let's just say 10,000. Well, you see what happens when you go from being out in the public to now finding your target audience, and let's say only 10% out of those 10,000 was that, right? Then you go from target audience to now suspect, people showing signs, showing some evidence that they may be a fit, and they may lead you to where you want to be, which is helping them out by closing the sale. They get what they want, and you get money in exchange for that, right? So the next step is the lead, ensuring that this person actually does. They're not just showing signs, but they are showing you that they actually do want more information. They want to connect. They want your help. People have to want it. You can look at a person and you can say, oh, they look like they need that, but do they want it? And that's what a lead is. They will actually give you their information. The next step is the prospect. Now that they have given you the information, when you have reached out to them, they are now like, yes, let's talk about it. Let's see where this goes. I also use the analogy of dating in the last episode that I did last Thursday. So make sure you watch that, because I went very much in depth on this. So again, the number didn't change, 10,000 people each time. The only thing that changed was your level of skill and growing it by just 10%. And the difference that that makes, going from nothing to starting to close some sales finally. And then just 10% better than that, building your skills up by 10%. Again, the number doesn't change, but the results do. So again, if you want better results in your business, you got to have better skills. Where do they teach you that? Where do they teach you the proper skills for emotional intelligence? Where do they teach you the proper skills for communication, active listening, mirroring, psychological aspects of not just closing sales, but of persuasion, of communication, of really authentically connecting with another human being, so that the sales is so much more than just getting the money. It's connecting. It's growth. It's helping people go in the right direction. It's elevating someone, helping them and their families. That's what's important. And that's why the sales are important as well, because it not only helps the customer, but of course, it also helps you and your family. So now let's talk about this, because we said, the goal was 10,000 a month. So if you're closing at 24 sales a month and you got 6 sales, that means you got about 6 sales per week, somewhere around there. Okay. Now, with that being the case, what does that look like for you in a year? Have you hit the 10K a month, which would be around 120K before taxes and all that? Well, 6 sales per week for 52 weeks is 312 sales per year. Whew, sounds good, right? Some of us would be happy to just have our first one. So what does 312 sales look like? You have been building your skills, right? You 10% better, 20% better, 30% better. You've been working this year, right? 312 sales. And then the question is, are you even there? That's a little side thought that I want you to have. Are you currently skilled at this level? Do you have that same goal of 10K, or maybe it's just 5K, but are you there? So how close does 312 sales get you to that 6-figure goal? Not very close. This is pretty average here. It's actually a little better than average. Let's say whatever the product is that you have in your company is $100 and your commission is 40%. In a lot of companies, it's more like 15, 20, sometimes 7%, but we're going to say it's 40%. That means for every $100 product sold, you're getting $40. And if you do 312 sales that year, sounds like a lot. And it is. You've grown your skill. Don't get me wrong. You've made some progression, because you went from $0 and no skills to now $12,000. That's amazing. But it is nowhere near your goal, is it? Right? Does that get you there? No, we're nowhere close. So what else? What else can we incorporate while we're continuing to build our skill? What else can we do? Right? Because you by yourself it would take a whopping 2,500 sales to hit six figures. That means you'd have to be closing 7 sales a day. Now, a lot of people are doing network marketing or lots of different types of business models online part-time. How you going to close 7 sales a day part-time? You still building your skills up. So what else can be done? Well, what if you brought value to your company by duplicating the skill growth of your team? Everybody talks about duplication, and most of the time they're talking about duplicate what we say. Use the script. Take this post, put it up. Not taking the time to do any market research for that person's network. Can't say the same thing to everybody. What you say to people matters. How you say it matters. This is why it's a skill. So what if you could grow that skill for your team? Well, we talked about this, the cash flow quadrant. And the fact that the beauty of network marketing is that you don't start off this way. You can create a system that you own, right? You don't own the network marketing company. That's not yours, but you do own you.com, you Inc. And within this business that you have started, you need a system that belongs to you, a system of people that either work for you or they work with you. In a traditional business, that's employees. The more people you have in your system as employees, the more you can get things rolling. In network marketing, we ain't got no employees. We ain't paying all them taxes, workman's comp and stuff. Ain't nobody trying to do all that. So instead, we work together as a team. And when they make money, you're making money too. Everybody's happy. That's leverage. Unfortunately, what happens for most people in network marketing is they think they're here from day one. Wrong. You need skills to get here because you need skills to get the people. You need people to see your vision. You need people to see where you're looking to go, what your mission is, what the purpose of all of this is, so that they can decide if they're in alignment with that and want to be part of the movement. That is honestly what being an employee is supposed to be about too. It's not just, I need some money. It's supposed to be carrying forward the mission of the company. But anyway, that's another story. So where are your typical network marketer if they're not here? They're here, self-employed. They own a job. They have bought in to having a space, having a position inside of a company that does not belong to them, but they signed a contract as an independent contractor. Okay. So as an independent contractor, what you're now supposed to do is simply acquire customers for the company. That's your only job. Do you have the skills to do that? Most network marketers don't. Another problem, so many network marketers come into network marketing desperate. They need the money right away, but they don't have the skills to make the money. There's no leverage here because now they're going to have to spend more time. They're doing this by themselves. And as you saw, even doing it by yourself and having the superpower of closing 312 sales in a year, still there's no leverage there. And you still are nowhere close to where you want to be. And yet most network marketers are doing this, but they wish they could do this. So how do they make the shift out of this? Well, let's talk about that. Let's leverage your sales skills. Let's leverage it by now passing on what you know without you having to teach, train anything, because we'll do that for you in Profitpreneur. Right? Now, if it's you at first, and then you just bring in 3 people, 3 business partners, that's BP, into your network marketing company. That's all the work you did, right? And they did the same thing. They duplicated, right? And I know there's the thing, oh, you get 2 people to get 2 people to get 2 people. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about getting people with some skills to know what the hell to do so y'all can get out here and do what you came to do. Help people and make money. Hello. Okay. Change your life around. So if you were to do this right? Not just bringing in random people off the street. Look at me, I got 3 people. And all y'all broke because don't nobody know what they doing, and nobody's closing no sales, and it's just 3 people on 3 people on 3 people in here. So that's not an accomplishment. Oh, I got a rank. Okay, where's your check? That's not an accomplishment. So what do? Right? At this point, there are 15 total members, not including yourself, inside of this organization now, inside of this team. You only brought in 3 out of the 15. That's some pretty good leverage there of your time, right? Because you didn't need to be there. You didn't need, because we ain't talking about no 3-way calls. Child, I got to do a whole video about that. I ain't even got time in a in a podcast for that one, girl. No. So instead, I'll save that for something else. But yeah, you didn't have to be there physically. You didn't have to do anything, say anything. All you did was bring your people in and hand them the skills to pay the bills, so they know what to do. Okay, so you got 15 people in your team, 16 counting yourself. Okay, when you first started off with that $100 product at a 40% commission, right? And this is you back at that 30% skill level, right? So if you're closing like that and you did 312 sales, we already said it's over $12,000. Now, what happened when it was you and your 3 business partners? That's a total of 4 people on the team. Well, if each one of you had the same skill level, then each one of you did 312 sales. So now this is 1248. And let's just say you got a matching bonus on everybody's check. Let's just say that to make it easy. Okay. That means that your gross annual income went from $12,000 to almost $50,000. Now we talking. Now we cooking with some grease and hot sauce too. Okay. Because now that's some earning a living type money. That's pretty good. And all you did was get 3 people. Now you get to kind of relax a little bit, which means you have more time freedom. Oh, look at that. And now not only do you have more time freedom, but as your business partners are going to work to simply do what you did using the proper skills, what happens then? This happens. Because now, like I said, you got a team of 16 people. It's you plus that the total 15 people on the team. So now, if you had 312 sales, each one of them did 312 sales, that is 4,992 sales. And again, if you happen to get a matching bonus, I know I'm simplifying this, but go with me on this. If you got a matching bonus for this, then your income would be $199,680 that year, close to $200K. Our goal was just $10K a month, which is $120K. We have surpassed what we were looking to do. We didn't want to do like just enough. Oh, let's stop. Don't nobody sell nothing else. Don't nobody help no more people. We're going to stop. No, we're not going to stop. We're going to keep going. And look how easy it is to surpass it when you've got skills. Now, the thing about it is people have to invest in this. They have to invest at least a little bit of time. You can't just invest the money. And the average person that invests money into getting a skill that pays that kind of income, oh, we're paying tens of thousands of dollars per semester. And that's into a mediocre school. And then you come out with nothing but a piece of paper and an empty promise of, oh, you're in a position to do better. Where? When you're looking for a job, you have no control over who says yes. When you're building your own business and you have your network marketing company, there's way more people out there for you to get a yes from, and not just one company, but many, many customers and team members. It's a total shift. Do you see that? So when it comes to this, right? When it comes to this, it's the power of skill. Hopefully by now you see that. It's the skills that's the real secret sauce to your long-term success. It's the skills that make you feel more confident. It's the skills that through that confidence allows you to be more consistent. It's those skills that because you're more consistent, you're more dependable. People can count on you. It's because of those skills that because they feel like you're dependable and they can count on you, that they trust you. And it's because of those skills that because they trust you, they're willing to buy. No trust, no transaction. That's a Valerie Walton quote of the day. All right. So this is how you can start seeing the $10,000 a month or more. This is how you can start taking those trips or even winning trips so you don't have to pay nothing out of pocket. This is how you start winning the car bonuses and all that good stuff. This is it. Profitpreneur, getting a membership here, because honestly, it's more than a membership. This is your ability to get college level skill sets, education, tools, and support for a fraction of what that would actually be if you went to college. All right. So let's make sure that that's what we start to focus on. Yeah. Doesn't that make sense? And let me know if you have any questions about it. Because a lot of people, I've heard folks say, oh, I'm not a people person. That's because it's a skill. You're not born that way. You know what we do when we're born? Cry. That's about all we know how to do. That's it. Look at all the things that you can do now. You couldn't even talk when you first landed on this planet. You couldn't even talk. You couldn't even walk. You couldn't even hold your head up by yourself, wobbling baby neck. Like, come on. But look at you now. Look at all the things that you can do. You can read, you can write, you can drive. And you have so many other skills now as well. What's being a people person got to do with this? How about build the skill? Learn what to do. And that is exactly what we teach you. And you can totally do it. This whole thing about can't teach an old dog new tricks. You're not a damn dog. What the hell do people talk about? What? You are a human being with an infinite capacity level to learn, to grow, and to evolve. What's stopping you besides these crazy thoughts that people put out there? You can do this. Come on. It's you we're talking about. Okay? So, truth is, jobs evolve, technology evolves, right? We went from ice boxes to refrigerators, right? So, the question is, will you evolve? If you're still stuck chasing hustle without building skills, then your income is always going to be unstable. But when you and your team learn to think and build profitably, your income doesn't just grow, it compounds, it multiplies, it becomes predictable and sustainable. And that's exactly why we created this membership, this community, this academy, because inside you'll get step-by-step training, tools, and systems to help you and your team develop the skills that make your business actually profitable. As a matter of fact, just a few days ago, we went over with our members exactly how to start earning money in their network marketing company before they even join. So if you're somebody who's been thinking about it, looking at it, wondering, or you've gotten out of the game, you want to get back in, you definitely want to check out this membership before you do. We can set you up to win and your team before you even have the team. So go ahead and start your 14-day free trial today, because the world is already upgraded and now it's time your income did too. So check the description box in there. We'll be excited to have you as part of our amazing community. And if you have questions, of course, put them here. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It was so great to see all of you. And I look forward to seeing you back here again tomorrow when my amazing tech husband shows up and gives you some really great tips on how to grow your business on the tech side. And it doesn't have to be overwhelming either. So anyway, we'll talk about that when we see you back here. Same time, same channel.